allergic to shellfish, raise your hand so they will not serve you. Allergies are very serious. We take them very serious. So, Mr. John Stewart, here's the microphone.
Is it afternoon? Good afternoon, everyone. I'm John Stewart, and today I'd like to thank each and every one of you for allowing me to be your speaker for today. And I thank Sister Loretta and the big good Bishop Knowles for having me here today. This is actually a prayer come true just to be in front of you. But I actually prayed, Lord, put me in front of a crowd so I can give you praise and glory. And here I am. But one of the things about today is very different. I'm happy and I'm a little bit sad because at this same time last year, I lost my mother. And she is with the Lord. But one of the things I wanted to say in a great thank you is that the good bishop said, I send my condolences and I will try to make it to the funeral. But he said, but I want you to know I send my condolences. So I said, okay. And lo and behold, as we were saying a prayer, someone walked through the door. And it was Bishop Noel. And he gave a eulogy for my mom. Beautiful that day. And so I'm honored, believe me, to be before you this day and to do the things that I was trained to do for my mom. I know that as Adam said that she shall be called the mother of all living, Genesis 3:20. I know he gave woman for that purpose for love. But one of the things I wanted to bring out today is that there's something a little different on a Mother's Day, and we're here, is that I have a gift for everyone in the audience. Okay? So they'll be passing out a gift that we bought for each and every one of you. And I wanted to just bring out that and kind of explain. But today, it's not just about Mother's Day, but it's about a mother's mission and legacy. That's what I'm here to talk about. My job at Black Unicorn Factory is to financially uplift. And by doing that, money, financially uplift. And so therefore, as you receive the golden envelope for each and every one of the guests that are here, I want to explain the gift that is inside. And you'll see on the next flyer there. But I want to thank all those that are in attendance. As I said, I'm honored to be here. But this is a special gift to each and every person in attendance and those that are listening afar. Okay. So as they're passing those out, I want to make sure everyone has one. And then I'll explain. How often is it that when you get a chance to go to church, you receive money? That's a little different. But today, can we have the next? I don't know. Okay. As you can see in front of me, we call it 15K on Mother's Day. What is inside the envelope before you today is equity in the Black Unicorn Factory. The Black Unicorn Factory is a school here in Los Angeles. It's actually near the Los Angeles airport. Been there about 6 years. And just in a few weeks, we should be entering into the stock market. And not just entering into the stock market, but we're one of the very few that are in the stock market. The Black Unicorn Factory in October was valued at $20.3 billion. We've been listed as one of the 1,258 unicorns or billion-dollar companies in the world. We're listed there. There's other things that I've done myself. We created an app, and I'll go into that a little bit. But I just want you to know that the stock certificate, if most don't understand, a share of stock is actually a piece of a company. It gives you ownership in a company. Today in your possession is $15,000. Actually, I'm kind of inaccurate. It's actually 27. The reason why is because after our latest valuation, our stock value is $272 per share, and we're going to NASDAQ. So most of you who have brokerage accounts with in different things, I'm going to go over those things just a minute. But I want you to know that this is our gift to you. And we want to start something today and let you know that we want you to make a covenant with you and your legacy, your children. You see, as the Bible says in Proverbs that a good man lays an inheritance for his children's children, then you yourself, mothers, you can start that. You know, one of the things I really appreciate Major singing the song about love. And I understand, I'm kind of a businessman / preacher, but sometimes they think I am. But just so many things come up, you know, when I'm thinking about business a lot. But I'll just go into that in a minute. But in this, stock certificate, you're able to go in into this site. It has a barcode. You can move on to the next slide. It has a barcode on the page. When you scan it, you will register your stock. At that point in time, you'll receive a confirmation certificate, and then it'll be a confirmation sent to your email within 2 minutes. And it'll say, congratulations, you are a valued shareholder. Now, the reason why I said that it's not 15K on Mother's Day is because, like I said, it's actually 27,200 now and climbing. So as we go into the market, which I believe our final approval is coming, I think next Thursday. So you'll be able to, within a couple of weeks, you'll be able to move the stock that you have in us today to your brokerage account. I'm going to go into that in just a moment. If you can. You got it. Okay. And as I wanted to did for those who are in attendance, this is me, yours truly. Some people call me Johnny, my family. Some people would call me Stewart, or Brother Stewart. But I have many hats in Black Unicorn Factory. But one of those that I'm most proud of is the one to be one who fears the Lord. And so therefore, we have a few books on Amazon. I have about 3 or 4 books on Amazon, things like that. Even more. And so you can look up there. But Black Unicorn Factory, just so that you'll know, takes small businesses that are disenfranchised. If you have someone who has a business idea and they've tried investors and been denied, and they've tried banks and been denied, well, President Obama passed a law called the Jobs Act, and it gives you another bite at the apple. It allows you to take your business to Wall Street. Most of our community are not familiar with this because we don't take companies to stock market. But that is the easiest form of money you'll ever get for your business. I want you to know that. And thanks to President Obama, when he was in office, he passed this law called the Jobs Act, Jumpstart Our Business Startups. Now, in that law that he passed, most people aren't aware, he actually passed that law on June 19th, 2015. And I don't know how many people know what June 19th is. Yes, he passed it on Juneteenth. On the 150th anniversary of Juneteenth, he passed this law. And in the law that it was passed, there's 7 chapters to that law. The 7th chapter of that law says to tell minorities of the changes in law. Thing is, no one told us, but right? But the thing is, I'm here today. I even have a book. My book is called Snitch on the Rich. And exactly. And so I'm going to tell about the law that was passed. But it's because of this, because of those people that are basically deserving of financing, but aren't able to get it. Now, there's really no reason that your dreams can't come true because you have another avenue to go public. And so at Black Unicorn Factory, we take those that have ideas. If you're going to go public, one thing I always tell everyone, you got to go big, because Wall Street is not for small ideas. If you have an idea that you want to go big with, you need to go public with it. And that's one of the things that we do. So that's Black Unicorn Factory, and that's our strategy. We prepare you to go into this new way of going public, and we actually facilitate every step of the way. And actually, you guys don't know the blessing that Obama did. The fees that it used to cost to go public were hundreds of thousands of dollars, literally almost millions. The fee now is zero. So I don't know if the person said, well, I can't afford to go public, but it's zero. There is no fees. He did that for us. And in the law where it says to tell us, the 7th chapter in the Jobs Act, there are 403 books on Amazon right now on the Jobs Act. And out of 403 books that are on Amazon, not one has the 7th chapter in it that says tell minorities. So you guys can check it out for yourself. But that's what we're doing at the Black Unicorn Factory. But I also just wanted all of you to know, we're interested in trying to change a paradigm of where we're trying to help the community to build wealth. But building wealth, I need him to move next. So building wealth also involves investing. We just recently had a seminar on the internet and sponsored by the good Bishop Noel Jones. And it was about how to invest with no money at all. Now, the thing is that the time of saying that I would invest, but I don't have any money, those days are over. Because there is a way to invest without having to have any capital at all. And I teach a class on it. And so we had this a few weeks ago, had a good turnout, very good turnout. But one of the things about it is that I do teach this because there are so many who would like to invest and would like to build wealth. But because they have bills and food to put on the table, and after all that, they don't have much left. And so therefore, this strategy was created and approved by the Securities and Exchange Commission, allowing you to earn stock in companies. And it's so easy. I mean, just earning stock. So that's one of the things we did, is how to build wealth without having absolutely no money. And so I don't mean there's going to be somebody's going to hit you with something later on. They're not. I'm sorry. There's no catch. The only catch, I'm sorry. What's the catch, brother? I'm sorry. But here it is. I would rather make money with you than off you. And so a lot of the companies that are in Black Unicorn Factory, all of them are going public, either to New York Stock Exchange or to NASDAQ, either one. But anyone who knows anything about stock, you know this. If you say you got stock with NASDAQ or New York, it's the equivalent of saying I got cash. So just remember that. You can move the slide forward for me. Not exactly who. Okay, one more screen. So you all have received the envelope, the golden envelope. Now we will proceed to what was in the envelope. I want to explain, but can we move that? Inside, this is a barcode. You can see it to the left, behind me on my left. And you can see that when you scan that with your phone, you're able to register yourself right now. Not when you get home, but right now for $15,000. Now, remember, as I just said, stock is a percentage of ownership in a company, okay? If it's on NASDAQ, you guys do a little homework, ask somebody, I got some stock on NASDAQ, how good is it? And watch they stop and go, it's just like cash. What do you mean? The thing about it is that you today have received this. If you scan it on your phone, even if you want to have your family members to scan as well, they can scan as well. And one person asked me, they said, well, how do I turn around and use a scan that I scan, like they're taking a picture right now, right? And they can't, there's a little trick, I'm not sure if most people know that if you scan a barcode or take a picture of a barcode and it's in your phone under photos, if you press the barcode and hold it for 3 seconds, it'll take you to the website. Yeah. So whenever if you take a picture of the barcode, it's in your photos, press it for 3 seconds and it'll take you directly to the site where you can register your stock. So it's not just for you, but for your children, adult children, that is, and for all your friends as well. But we want to start a trend of building wealth, but eliminating, like I said, one of the biggest hurdles to investing, especially in our community, is the lack of capital. But now that's not, you don't have to worry about that anymore. In addition to today's offer, there's another second barcode on the screen you see in there. You can actually scan that and it'll take you to NASDAQ's website where you can read about the Black Unicorn Factory. Now, most people don't know, and you'll see it in the next slide, how many Black companies are there that have went public? Yeah, well, this here is a different slide, but what I wanted to explain with this slide here was that what a stock is. It's a percentage of a company or a piece of a company. But I wanted you to know something a little bit more. If you notice on your right of me, your left, it says there are 4,300 public companies on the stock market. Right now, there's only 6 that are Black. Next week, we're going to be number 7. And you have equity in it. So we're making history, but there's more. The thing in Black Unicorn Factory that we have 149 more companies coming. And in this, you'll have, if you're getting your stock today, you got first dibs. And all of them are offering the same offer that we make today. All that a person has to do to invest is to follow the company on social media. And I know, is that hard to do? I know a little 7-year-old, my niece, she came up and told me she got a social media page. I'm like, you do? I didn't know they're young, but they know following on social media, everyone knows. And many of you are probably already following celebrities and different influencers already. And not understanding that following a company on its way to the stock market has now become an investment strategy. The SEC has said, if you're willing to accept it, it's bona fide, it's good. So they've agreed and given us permission to allow you to follow companies that are pre-IPO. And pre-IPO means that they're pre-stock market. And that's where a lot of the money is made, you guys, just to let you know. Not after companies go public, but before they go companies go public. And after we go public, people will have to go get a stockbroker. You're going to have to get a stockbroker. He's going to have to open you an account. And then, of course, you're not going to get a deal like you're getting before you go to stock market. No, that doesn't happen. So therefore, most of the rich in today's time, that's what they do. They invest pre-IPO before stock gets on the stock market. And that's where stock can be bought for pennies, not dollars. Many times people are taught to invest in the stock market, but they're told to invest dollars, and they're happy if they just make pennies. But when you're investing before it gets on the stock market, you're actually investing at pennies on the dollar, and you'll make many times more. This opportunity we make today for Black Unicorn Factory, but remember, as I said, there's 149 other companies. And if you were to, like I said, register your stock today, and if you're a married couple, that would be what, $30,000? Yeah, exactly. Or $54,000? Yeah. But one of the things that you can do is we have also a channel that you'll be introduced to today, where you'll be able to go there, and each week on YouTube, we offer a different company that's offering equity if you'll follow them on social media. So in terms of investing, you get paid to buy, it's lucrative. We believe that in terms of investing, we want to revolutionize investing altogether. And one of the things that we've done is we've de-risked investing completely. Why do you say that? Because when you take money off the table, you take risk off the table. You see, so we want you to, and even those that are skeptics, be a skeptic, but try it. You won't lose a dime, I believe me, because you won't get a chance to invest. But the thing is, you'll get a chance to build company with each and every company going to Wall Street. This is very unique. Let me look at the next slide there. The reason why this is very unique, and as you'll see on the screen here, there are 2 major stock exchanges in the United States. One is the New York Stock Exchange. The other one is NASDAQ. Black Unicorn Factory is going to NASDAQ. NASDAQ and New York are one of the most prestigious stock exchanges in the world. And so many people are proud to be able to just get on that market. And we are too. But we have 149 more that are on their way. And guess what? You guys get first dibs at every one of them. And I'll explain a little bit further. But these are the 2 markets. We're going to NASDAQ. Some of the companies that are in our program are going to the New York Stock Exchange. And just like today, as you scan and get stock today, you're going to do the same thing with the other 149. One of the things about our program is, I sometimes boast a little bit. It is the fastest wealth building program in the nation, hands down, because no money. I've traveled across the country, and every person that I've ever talked to about investing always says the same thing. I need your money to make this thing happen. For the first time ever, I'm not familiar with all of you, but the first time, this is an investment where no one's asking for any money, but we are asking for your time though. As they say, time is money. But one of the things about it, do this as I speak today, do it for your legacy. Show them that one day when you're a grandma, or already are, that look, I learned something new today. I learned I can invest without having any money. And most people believe you have to have money to make money. And that's not exactly true, because you're going to do it today. You're going to be $15,000 up before you leave this auditorium today. And so I want you to know, all of you, to enjoy that, and to know with 149 other companies, that's 149 times 10,000. How much is that? That's a little over $1 million. But and the thing is, they're all coming up within the next 12 months. So you'll have an opportunity for all of those as well. Let me have the next slide, please. As I was saying, there are 4,300 companies that are on the stock market. 6 are black, and we'll be next, about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, next Thursday, you guys, we'll receive our accreditation from the SEC to be that 7th company, and you're a part of that. Let me have the next slide, please. But today, there's 2 different things. When you activate your barcode today, there's something going to pop up, and this one that's on my right, your left, that's a paper stock certificate. Those are the old school, old style certificates, okay? That's how they look back then. Those are not what they use anymore. But you do see them, and so when you do sign on today or enroll, you'll see within 15 seconds, that's going to appear with your name on it. And then after that, 2 minutes later, did I say 2 minutes? 2 minutes later, a stock statement is going to be in your email confirming you are a shareholder. And I want you, like I said, to go to NASDAQ, look us up. It's all good. But this is how it will look. Now, if I can get the next screen, I want to move on because we can cover some things. Many of us here today are familiar with banks. You're familiar with Bank of America, Wells Fargo, US Bank, and those things. Those are banks. And banks deal with cash and checks. But your stock is going to go into a brokerage account. Brokerage accounts are places where stock is held. And many of you, and one of the things about our community that I had to realize is that many of us have never had a share of stock in our life. We don't know a brokerage account from a bank account, but you guys have seen those brokerage accounts, because you notice when you go in the bank, they got a rope and there's some desk on the other side over there. Yes, that's that brokerage side. But your stock that you have, and that's the next thing I need you to get worried for, is you're going to have to open up a brokerage account. Because right now your stock is with Colonial, which is our transfer agent, but you're going to be able to transfer that into a brokerage. Now, many of you may not know who those brokerages are, but you have like Charles Schwab, you have Fidelity, you have Merrill Lynch. And it's very easy to open an account. You don't need any money to open up a brokerage account, none at all. All you need is to have your stock transferred. If I can have the next, because we're going to try to wrap things up. Next slide. The brokerage account at Charles Schwab looks something like this, very similar to a bank account. So many people don't realize that a brokerage account and a bank account have the same equal in authority and weight. So when someone says, can I see your bank account? You go, well, no, I don't have my money in a bank, it's in a brokerage. Same thing. So when you have $15,000 in your brokerage, it comes in a statement that looks like what's on the screen. Let me still get the next screen, please. Okay, thank you. And Fidelity, they also issue a brokerage statement as well. After your stock that you have today is transferred into your brokerage account, you'll begin to receive brokerage statements. And as I will point out, these brokerage statements look very, very much like a bank statement. And so but what I want to do is try to get you started today in investing if you haven't been. And if you haven't been investing and you're at a certain age, like I am, and you haven't saved enough, well, we can play Retirement Rescue. All you have to do is begin to download the apps in the Black Unicorn Factory companies, and you can catch up quickly. But let's take a look at the next screen here. Many of you, if you take a screenshot of this here, I want you to share this with your family and friends so that they too can enjoy building wealth with no money at all. And also let them know, as I'll mention, I'll show you just briefly, that they can too get more shares in other companies. Okay, we have to kind of speed up a little bit. Next screen, please. Okay, all right. The thank you. The application that we have is called Follow Me for Equity. And it's you can find followmeforequity.com. You can find it on the Apple and Android stores. But this app can be used anywhere in the world. Anyone who has a phone and can follow a company on social media, you just became an investor. Doesn't matter if you're from South Africa, from Sierra Leone, or from anywhere in the world. They download this app, you're a shareholder. So we have members we have people I just had some people sign up from Mexico and from Japan. And I'm like, how do we get over in Japan? But it's over in Japan. It's true. But is there any barriers to this? No, your nationality and your income mean absolutely nothing. But whether you can follow on social media means everything. And so we want you to know, and that's why I'm saying today, there's something I want you to know. You need to hurry up, because when the rest of the world can download, they're going to be on it. And remember, we don't have unlimited shares of stock out there. So you want to be first to get yours. So next screen, please. Let me kind of. As I said, we have over 150 now and 350 companies in the pipeline coming. So in terms of being able to invest in many other companies, it's there. It's up to you. But of course, like I said, it requires that you follow these companies on social media. But there, like I said, you have many, many companies. And the same way that you're investing today, you invest in all of them. Next screen, please. I need to. So there's, like I said, it's possible for each and every one of you here to just start off today with one and end up with 100. The more stock that you have, the more assets you have, the more wealth you're creating. And remember, these are stocks that when they get to the market, you can cash. And I want to bring up the next slide, because I need to bring up several points. How do you do this? Well, rather than have you sign up 150 times, we have something that we have called a rollover. And in a rollover, if you opt out, then we won't put you in the next company. But you can actually, by consent, go from company 1 to company 2 and follow them. But you have to give consent. So you'll notice that when you're signing up today, it has a rollover provision that says if you don't want to be in the next company, just say no and just opt out. Let me have the next screen again. One of the things I want you to understand and to look at this, many of you here today, after you download the stock, you're going to be thinking about, I need to buy a new house. So you real estate agents need to keep up with what I'm saying, because we're going to have hundreds of thousands of people that are going to be buying homes because of this, because of what we're doing. They're going to take their stock, and the first thing they're going to think about is, I need to buy a new house. The other one is that starting businesses. A lot of people are applying for grants and things like that, and there's limited supplies of those type of things, and financing, which is very limited to our community. But you can actually take your stock, and use it to start your dream business with. So as I said, you got 150 and 350 in the pipeline to choose from. The next one is, go back to that last screen. I'm going to say something. Number 3, paying off college. We're about to go on a college tour, because one of the biggest problems that exist right now is student loan tuition. 1.8 trillion in debt that has not been paid off, and you can't file bankruptcy and get rid of it either. Title 20 of the U.S. Code says you can't. But we have a strategy. If you download the stock in many of these companies, your tuition will be paid for by the companies that you have stock in. So therefore, as I said, you're looking at something that has multiple uses. Your children, many are deciding not to even go to college because they don't want to leave college in debt. You don't have to do that anymore. And can you do this while you're in college? Yes. And like you tell your adult children that are in college, you need to download that app and get this tuition taken care of. And like I said, we'll give you enough companies where you can do that. The other one is medical expenses. There are a lot of things that we need. And, I'm always saying this. that to understand about medical, most people are not aware that the rich, I would might say, do you know that they outlive the poor by 15 years? And you wonder why? Because they have better medical treatment. They can afford it. Many of those in the community are going to perish because why? They can't afford operations. They can't afford medication. They can't afford proper food and nutrition. As a man said, your health is your wealth. I said, yeah. But do you know that your wealth is tied to your health? That if you don't have the right amount of money, you're going to, believe me, you can end up going to be with the Lord early because probably because you didn't eat right and you didn't have the proper rest because you had to work. You see, so I want you to know, yes, you can use the stock for that and for retirement. Many of you kind of wasted your 20s and your 30s out there, and now you're later in the years and you haven't saved up at least $500,000. Well, we can play retirement rescue and save you from retiring with pittance, as many have will. Because you can download so quickly, technology is making it so that you can actually invest quickly through the program that we have. And then as I want to end up here at inheritance. Many of you here today, and it's different when I talk to women. I was telling the guys that the other day. I said, when I speak to the women, they're very different in listening. When I say your grandchildren, you got to see the look on their face. They have that stern look because now you're talking about my baby's babies. And you see, when you build wealth this way and continue to build wealth, your grandchildren and your great grandchildren will thank grandma because she took the time to do something that most others weren't doing. And that was to invest in this way. So I wanted to introduce all those. We got 2 more slides, and then I think we can be condemned for the day. And if you have any questions, I'm here. Next slide. Just so that you know the uses of your stock, 2 things. You know that you can sell your stock for cash. Yes, but you can also borrow against it. Most people who have stock don't know that you don't have to sell it. They make loans up to 90 cents on the dollar, and you can borrow against your stock and steal it. I call it what I call now later money, where you can have your money now and still have it for later. That's what stock does. So I want you to know that these are 2 things that you can do. You don't have to sell a stock. No, make a loan against it and still leave it. Let me have the next screen if we can, so we can. This is the social media page, which is our YouTube. If you'll tune in June, each week we have a different company that you can scan and get stock in that company. So I would tell you, tune in each week and come and get 10,000 or more each week. I don't know of any show that pays you 10,000. Not even the game show does that to all those that watch. But you can tune in, follow me for equity. You can go there and subscribe. And as soon as we're airing it in June, like I said, you guys are getting first dibs. Let me take another look here. I think we're just about done there. It'll be on YouTube in a sort of like what you're looking at right now, where there'll be a barcode. No, go backwards one. There'll be a barcode on there where you can scan it and get stock in that company for that company for the week. And so we want you to know that these are offers that'll be coming up each week. But when you sign up today, you'll be given notification that there's another offering that is coming. So now we can look at it. Now, in closing, I want you to know, as I said, when you want to share the barcode with your family and friends and neighbors, just remember that if you scan a barcode, see number 1, it goes into your photos. And once it's in the photos, you tap it for 3 seconds. And once you tap it for 3 seconds, it will take you directly to the site there. So you can text your friends this barcode today. You can text it to them, and they can tap and be $15,000, and they'll thank you that you came here today at 15K on Mother's Day. So I want to thank everyone. I got to take all this my time, but I want to thank you for the opportunity. And
before we let Mr. Stewart go, thank you for your information. He's a member of the men's fortified, and we allowed him to come visit y'all, so y'all get his money. So overall, anybody got any questions?
I love questions, you guys. The harder, the better. Because I get a chance to learn something too. Yes.
With the stock, is it insured?
Yeah, stock that is pre-IPO, you can insure it, yes. But the thing is, most people don't know that stock that is what they call covered, which a pre-IPO stock is, that type of stock can be insured. They have insurance for it, yes. You can. I forgot what it's called, the name of the type of stock that it is, but you can insure pre-IPO. After you go public, they don't really do that. But pre-IPO, you can. But also companies that receive insurance on the stock have to be of a certain grade. They have to be of a certain value. If you'll look up and if you'll Google Black Unicorn Factory today, you'll see that Black Unicorn for the past 5 years has been over 1.6 billion every year. We've been killing it. And so insurance companies, and the other thing I want you to notice is that the financials that you see, those are audited financials. The valuation that you see for Black Unicorn, those are from an appraiser that has 4 licenses in appraisal, one of the best in the country. And he conservatively has us at 20.3 billion, conservatively. Theoretically speaking, and I might say this, we're scheduled in 2027 to probably reach, or to be by the end of 27, to be the first Black $1 trillion company in history. And it's only because, and I'll tell you the secret, when you're taking companies public, right, and having a percentage in each company, that's very lucrative. But there's something I didn't explain to everyone. That Black Unicorn, let me tell you what that means. Most people don't know what that means. The unicorn in business today means $1 billion business, tech business. That's what it means. So when you see that unicorn, whether it be white or whatever, in business, it's called a unicorn, and a unicorn means $1 billion tech business, but it's Black. It's Black. You read between, you see what I'm saying? It's Black. The other one is, we create something that we are. We're unicorns. And we replicate what we do. That's why we're called a what? A factory. See, we're not just taking ordinary companies public. We're taking big, bad, bold ones public, out of the ordinary, because we figured out how. And how is what you're experiencing today. Yeah. She has a question there?
No, we have a question right here first.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Loretta. Hi.
Thank you so much for such a beautiful presentation.
Thank you.
My question is, the $15,000 that we get today,
Mhm.
how can I transfer that out into my own bank account? Is that possible?
Yes.
I know that's a lot of-
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. Most of you may not know that every bank has a brokerage attached to it. So, that brokerage part of the bank is called wealth management. That's why we teach something at Black Unicorn called wealth literacy, because we're teaching you beyond the velvet rope, the other side. Now, the bank should call that part of the bank the stock part, stock part or brokerage, but they don't. If you'll notice, Citibank, Chase, U.S. Bank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, they all have something called wealth management. That's where your stock, you're going to be, if you're with Bank of America, you can take your stock and put it in Bank of America's wealth management. See? Citibank's wealth management. They're all there. And you'll be able to transfer. But if you don't like the way that they are, you notice you can take your stock and transfer it to any brokerage in the world, whether it be Robinhood or E-Trade or Scottrade or whatever that's out there. You can transfer your stock anywhere you like. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sister Lori. Yes.
Mr. Stewart, I downloaded twice, but it never gave me an email.
It didn't give you an email? Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
It didn't give you an email?
And then they didn't twice. And then, just thinking back on what the First Lady said, if I have Fidelity, I could
Yes.
transfer that 15,000 into my Fidelity.
No, if you're with Fidelity, you're kind of ahead of everybody, because the stock right now has been held by a transfer agent. All companies, before they go public, your stock is held by a bookkeeper of stock called a transfer agent. The transfer agent will actually, if you, at your direction, will transfer your stock to any brokerage anywhere. Doesn't matter whether it be HSBC or, any bank that's out there that has a brokerage side. And most all the big banks, they all have brokerages. They just don't call it a brokerage, they call it wealth management. So you can, if you're already with Fidelity, you can transfer from Colonial starting Monday. And when I give you the signal, which means Thursday we go public, you'll be able to move it from Colonial to Fidelity. And Fidelity is very much aware of Black Unicorn Factory too. So it's easy to transfer. You just go in, there's a button inside your Fidelity account, and when you tap it, it says Fund Me. And when you tap that button, a menu will pop up, and on that menu is asking you, like, who has your stock? Who has it? If you type in COLO, Colonial, who has your stock, will pop up on the screen.
Mrs. Stewart, question.
Yeah, they want you to back up so they can get that screen. That one is done? Oh, I'll make sure. Did you get this one? Or you want to back up? Back up again. Back up. Oh, okay.
Mrs. Stewart,
Yes.
question.
Uh-huh.
Is there anywhere on your website
Mhm.
where they have a step-by-step process that they can take to learn how to make the transaction?
There is on Follow Me for Equity's website. It is on on that website, not on Black Unicorn Factory, but on Follow Me for Equity. When you get to Follow Me for Equity, as far as a step-by-step, the first thing I want you guys to know is you want to transfer your stock from Colonial, the transfer agent. All pre-IPO companies, all of them, no matter who they are, have a transfer agent. The transfer agent is going to take your stock and transfer it to any brokerage company you have. But after we send out after today, when you sign up, you'll get it. I'll make sure that you leave your name with me. I'll make sure that you have that. But you'll transfer, you have to tell Fidelity or Charles Schwab or Merrill Lynch or whichever company you want to keep your stock with, you have to tell them where you want it wired. Because at this point, the stock is now digital. And being digital is just like money. And they will wire the stock to wherever you want it to go. From there, you might want to ask them, how do you guys make loans and how much, percentage-wise, or what if I just want to sell it? The reason why I would encourage you not to sell is because we're not finished growing. As I just said, the stock today that you're getting 100 shares at $154 each. Now, based upon, as I just said, companies going public, we have 149 more coming. And as they go public, we have a percentage of their company, which means that we're going to keep growing. And the stock that you have is going to grow enormously. So I would hold on to it and make a loan and just keep letting it grow. Because we're going to have probably over 1,000 companies within the next 2 years that are going to come aboard and are going to go public. How do you contribute? Oh, she asked the question, how do you contribute? When we talk about contributing, following on social media is very simple. It's a very simple process, which you know of. Most people know with celebrities, you just go on there, you become a follower of that particular thing. It's the same thing. But when we say we have 5 different websites we want you to follow us on, you'll follow us at 5 different websites. That's really it. We wanted to make investing simple and easy to understand. And most people understand social media, even little kids understand it. So it's very easy. We wanted to do it that way to make it very relatable. And so that's why we did that. Okay. But also, if you guys, I didn't know if I put it up there, to contact us at info@blackunicornfactory.com. That's info@blackunicornfactory.com. And like I said, bring your questions and I'll make sure that we address your issues as hand. Do you have any other comments?
Thank you, Mrs. Stewart. Appreciate you. If you have any information, leave it back there. If you want to next, I'll make sure you get it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
We'll take a short minute.